To finish our cart modal, let's make this input functional so we can increment or decrement of each one of the items that we have within our cart. So you can see that there's a separate input for each one of these items. So say, for example, we wanted to increment the nightstand amount. We wanted to buy 3 nightstands, but we wanted to remove or convert to 0, to turn to 0, our bodega glass count. How do we do that? Let's head back to our cart item, because this is where our input is. And once again, we're going to grab some functionality, a new feature from Use Shopping Cart. And this function, as compared to add item or remove item, is going to be set item quantity. Note that we can set whatever item quantity that we want, as compared to using something more specific like the increment item function, which just increments, that is, adds to the quantity of a given item by a certain amount, or decrements an item in our cart by a certain amount. We can manually set the item quantity to whatever we want using that function. To do that for this input, we can add an onChange and pass it a new handler function called handle set item quantity. As we've done before, let's create this function, and this is going to, unlike the other ones, receive an event, and from it we're going to call set item quantity. And the first thing that we need is we need to provide the SKU, the string SKU of the cart item. So we'll get that from cartitem.sku, and then the value that the input was changed to. And note that it has a minimum amount of 0. You could also set a maximum amount if you wanted using the max attribute. But we're going to get that value from event.target.value. So when we save cart item and we apply the changes that we want to update the nightstand by 1. Immediately when we do that, we see the quantity changes next to the nightstand, and our cart summary changes. We now have 4 items instead of 3. And when we decrement the glass amount down to 0, it immediately goes away. We have 3 items with just the nightstand in our cart. So now we have a totally dynamic cart that's very easy for users to interact with, to add items to, remove, and manage as they please. And in the next step, we'll see how to make these Checkout Now buttons functional and allow users to check out the items that they've added to their cart.